Rightio, folks, you know the drill. 10 taps. 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for yeah, 1 to put a smile on my face, and let's get this show on the road, eh? Come on now. You watch, no one's going to do it. Lag, lag, lag. And there we go. Hello, folks, schools. How are you doing? Thursday night, 9 o'clock, UK time. Time for a bit of building, don't you think? I see them coming in. Hello. They target Ben. Hell to the yeah. That's an entrance, isn't it? A little bit bright. How are we all? Have we had a good week? Now, here's the big question. A bit of a milestone, as you know, yeah. Managed to get my first video out on the channel on Monday. I was supposed to hold it till Tuesday, but to be perfectly honest, I finished the editing. It was all uploaded. It was all there, and I just thought, I just want to post it. Yeah. The response has been great. People are loving it, yeah. It's turned out really nice. If you've been to the community tab on the channel, or you follow me on social media, the Terrainiacs group, the link is in the description, guys, if you're not part of the Terrainiacs group. If you're not, you really should be. Yeah, but I've posted like photos, the actual chindits and jungle around it in the Terrainiacs group and on my Facebook page. Yeah, and Instagram and all of the social media stuffies. And it looks great. It really does. 1 p.m. Real Mech Druid saying, if it's 1 p.m. there, I've got to guess Real Mech is where? West Coast? But anyway, I digress. So, what you call it? Went down really well. And once I actually got on a tile with some jungle, yeah, it was like, yeah, I like the way this is looking. You know, I like where this is going. And so I've decided what I'm going to do for the next few video projects is expand the set. Yeah, now I did say in that video that I was after ideas for scatter terrain, and you guys did a brilliant, and you gave me tons of stuff. Yeah. Oh, pardon me. T's repeating. So, what have you given me? Well, you gave me loads of little bits of sort of like jungle scatter ideas. There was a lot of stuff revolving around guard towers. That, you know, there were a lot of requests for guard towers. Sangers, an airfield, a fuel depot, and they're all military sort of stuff. So my idea is we can do those, but I want to do those as a separate sort of add-on. So I can add it to the village, but the village will still stand alone. Yeah, so I've been having a nose and seeing the other suggestions. Now, one of them was rice fields, and that's come up a lot. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. But there was lots of suggestions about little scatter stuff like animal pens, a washing line, which I thought was brilliant. Yeah, and what you call it? With it being a fishing village, a trading post, hanging nets and stuff like that being repaired. And so I thought, you know what? I like those because we can very quickly just put them together, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and what I mean by just put them together is there are lots of little scatters, little intricate stuff, yeah. It's the old school sort of modelling I used to do. And so it's a really nice way for me to sort of get into that small scale detailing and stuff like that. Putties, cocktail sticks and wires and all the little fiddly crafting. And I've had an absolute blast this week, I've got to say, because I've cracked on. And right now they're ready to be painting in the studio. So I've done myself a little well. I've done a couple of clotheslines, a couple of what you call it, net lines that I've got to finish off, and I've also got some animal pens, and that video is going to be out for you on Tuesday, and I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to schedule it specifically for Tuesday, but it should give me the small scatter to drop in between and around the actual buildings. Yeah, because when I put them on the tile and I was dressing them, it's like, yeah, this looks like a village, but there's a big empty space in the back, and you know, it looked good, but it was missing. And what it was missing is the little details. And so that video will be up on Tuesday. Yeah, because I should have it finished over the weekend. Yeah, that's the plan. I should have it finished by Saturday. I might have it finished by tomorrow, to be truthful, because it's only painting it up and a little bit of flock. But you never know. Yeah, but that should be finished and I'll be starting on the next project. So that's the next video coming out on Tuesday. Yeah, another terrain video for Terrain Tuesday. Yeah. And it should pull in that village really nice. Now, the other thing that was mentioned... Right, let me have a look at the quick comments before I talk about the next thing. Now, I will point out, we are crafting tonight. I'm just having a chat with you before we go desk down and we get stuck into a little special project for the Burma build. Evening Jazz, he says it looked great. Additions sound cool, yeah. Randy's saying a Buddhist temple. Yeah, excuse the spelling. Oh, I don't even know how to spell Buddhist either, mate, so don't worry about that. But yeah, a lot of people have sort of been saying, like, how about a missionary church and a Buddhist shrine, a Buddhist temple? And I've got a few sort of ornaments that could go down for the for the Buddhist side. So I think a Buddhist shrine is definitely doable. Yeah, and a church. But I'll put those to the side for the second because... not quite sure on how I want to do those yet. I haven't got them pictured in my mind, and so, right, they're on the build list, yeah, but what's more common? Now, as we said, clotheslines, you know, pig pens, stuff like that are more common. Now, the other thing that loads of people did say was paddy fields, you know, rice paddies. Alcohol. Sounds good. Hail the Mel. Thank you, Insane. As I was saying, for an airfield, you could go for a more pulpy look for it. Hang would be rather easy. Plasticville 1 would fit really well and goes together easy. And works for the era. DHW saying, come on, let's get the likes up. We've got 70 watching and only 35 likes. So, if you're happy to see me here, folks, scroll down a little, hit that like button. Jen's saying, get in. Mel's mojo is flowing like thin PVA. I like that. Imperial Fist is saying you could also do a few boats or canoes that are brought up on shore. I want to do some I will do those, but once I actually do the water feature. You know, I'm holding off on the water feature because it's a water feature. And we all know, we've all been there. So, it's in the list. I've got to do it. And it'll be an add-on to the village. But right now, it's like, right, I want something I can drop in the middle of a jungle and game with and then expand on. But yeah, docksides, boats, all that sort of stuff are all part of it. But I can't do the dock, yeah, without doing the river. Sandbag, drainage ditches or mud holes. Yeah, I could do those, but I need to have a think about them. Is the sound low? The sound is a little low, actually. How's that? That better for you, folks? Burma Railroad over the River Kwai. Now that would be cool, but of course I've got to build the river first. Yeah. So we're going to talk about rice paddies in a minute. Something from Angkor Wat would look good. Something Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat. Let's have a look. I know where it is. Yeah. That'd be a hell of a build. Angkor Wat, for those who can't see it, very quickly. Is that... I don't think... No, that's not dropped in. Never mind. Can I do it that way? No, it's not having it. Alright, I can't share that photo. But Angkor Wat is the absolutely massive, Buddhist temple. Yeah, the one with all the spies and stuff. That's huge. The ruined city. And it is beautiful, but I think that's I think that's a bit of a challenge modelling wise. To be perfectly honest, matey. We'll hold on that one. Joe Grant's out. Can you point me in the direction of some good hobby terrain tutorials? Yeah, channel homepage, mate. Check out any of those playlists. I know, more palm trees. Yeah. I'm also doing a Burka build. Gurkhas. Would you take on the thatched palm leaf roofs? I wouldn't do. To be perfectly, I wouldn't take on the thatched palm leaf roofs. Yeah, I'm thinking of going with teddy bear fur for my thatched roofs. I want to have a mess with it and see if I can get a muddy look. No Worries Proto Player did wooden fences are always stunning villages and work perfectly for bot action. Yeah, we can definitely look at those. Everyone's saying the sound's better. We had to make them all in the Philippines, Korea, in the bush. Sandbags, brims, set up positions, protections, and then slow down infiltration. I'll have to add them to the military sets. How about some people throwing, casting nets or fishing? I'd love to. I've just got to find the right models. Sorry, I meant Hobbity, as in the Shire. Check out Real Terrain Hobbies. He's got a Kickstarter at the moment. Yeah, where he's doing Hobbit houses. But on his channel, he did this amazing Hobbit House Shire board. It's huge and it's modular. It's beautiful. Yeah, he did a load of videos on it. So go check out Neil at Real Terrain Hobbies. And if you can, check out his Kickstarter if you've got a 3D printer. I've got some of them. I've done a couple of test prints, but I've got to dial in my printer. It's been a while since I've used it. Yeah, so I'm probably next week you'll see me playing with some Shire stuff. Surprise. Right, so let's talk about rice paddies before we get stuck in. Loads of people have asked for rice paddies, and it was like, yeah, I want to do rice paddies. So I've got to get some resin and stuff like that because my resin's all gone off. Yeah, and so got to get me some resin. But I was looking at it and I've seen an idea, and I've looked around at what other people have done in the wargaming community and stuff like that, and I've seen something where no, I haven't seen that done much, so I know what I'm doing. Yeah, and so next week's video is on the small scatter. Yeah, you know, the well and the pens and stuff like that. The week after that, yeah, I'm going to be doing some rice paddies. Yeah, to add to the add to the outskirts of the village. Now, I'm going to pack it with a load of special techniques and tricks for getting some quite cool looking ones. Yeah, but when you talk about rice paddies, everyone always goes on about, you know, the terraced rice paddies, you know, and they look gorgeous. And I'll be honest with you, yeah, I was looking at rice paddies this morning, you know, doing my reference work, and you know, because quite often when I do a build, what I'll do is I'll jump on Google Images and actually go look at, you know, show me rice paddies, you know, how they set up, how do they work, how do they look, that sort of thing. And I saw these wonderful terraced hills, yeah, and so my plan is I'm building some quite large terraced hills, yeah, that are rice paddies that I can add into to the table, to to sort of give it a little bit of height, yeah, blend with the jungle, and at the same time, you know, possibly tie in with the village, with the earlier rice paddies being a transition. So it's all sort of, need to figure this out right now, you know, yeah, but rice paddies are on their way. Yeah. Now, I need to get resin, need to get polystyrene, need to get more MDF and all that sort of stuff. So, if you'd like to help me on that, the links are down below. Yeah, stocking up the studio. We are a little bit there, but we still need to crack on. So, if you're liking the stream, show your support down below, and hopefully I can show you how to make some really awesome, yeah, rice paddies. Some really awesome ones. Yeah, but first, we've got some more village stuff to do. Right, what are we doing tonight? We're making an outhouse, a little shitter, as they say. Now, it's ironic because when I started this terrain tutor malarkey 7 years ago, 7 years, yeah, my first building I ever made was a little outhouse, le little shitter, yeah, and someone mentioned it, yeah, in the comments on the stream of, right, you know, what should you, you know, what you're going to do, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, small scale scat stuff. And then someone posted one in the Terrainiacs group, and it was like, I've got to. So tonight on the show, yeah, I've got a load of little spare bits from the gantries and stuff, and sprues from where I was making the actual jungle huts and the trading post. And tonight we're going to see if we can make a little outhouse. Yeah? A bombardier or a one-seater. I'm thinking one-seater. Tiger holes, Jesus. Return to the Thunderbox. Right, let's go cameras down. Okay, so let me show you what I've got. Okay, we've got these spare sprues and spare panels and stuff. Yeah. And what I'm thinking is, well, we've got enough sort of like straight bits here. Yeah, that I could do support beams. Yeah, because obviously I want it raised up a little because it's in the jungle. Yeah, and then I want the sort of roof propped up on it. And I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Yeah, so it's like, well, I've got enough panels, I've got enough of these, so we should be good to go. And I've been looking these over, and I'll show you what I've been thinking so far. I've got these thinner ones here, which are slightly narrower than most of the main ones. So I'm thinking we can hatchet those and make the seat out of those. Yeah, the upright supports come from those, and I've seen another bit elsewhere. Yeah, we can probably use those in them as well. Yeah. Now, obviously, we've got these larger panels. Yeah. And these. So that's the floor and the roof sorted. Okay, so from what I can see, I've got pretty much everything I need. Outhouses are great, but Mel, where did you get that jumper? It looks comfy as. It is. It's my pyjamas. I was lazy and I've been in my work clothes all day. Right, so we need to start off with the basics. Now we've got a bit of a gantry here. Yeah, and the reason I like it, I've got to go very carefully because I don't want to break that. Come on. So we've got this gantry. Now this is part of the dot gantry. Okay. But the reason I like it is it's got these recess gaps here where we can use to sort of extend our walls, so to speak. So what I want to do is start off, I figure that's enough for, for the actual floor of the thing. And we're going to need it to come out perhaps one beam beyond that. So, cutty time. Yeah, I'm going to cut this down. Give it a little sand. You can build a crapper fit for an emperor from all that. Yes, you certainly could. Thank you, James. Ace and Jace. Right, so that's a little wiggly, but we're good. We have our start. Next off, I need to figure out if that is the right fit. Or are we going to have problems, or is that a little bit too thick? How about those? That fits quite well. Perhaps I could use those. Just let me try this again. That could work, actually. I'm going to go for these. So, I've got these 4 bits. They roughly fit in there, so they should be okay. So, let's clip them off, clean them up. And there's 4, which is perfect. Mel, so happy you're back. Glad to be back, matey. Right, we've got over 100 people watching. Awesome. It's good to have the Thursday shows back again, isn't it? It's good to be back on the channel and doing my thing, you know what I mean? Only 76 likes though. Come on, folks. Get below, hit those buttons, put a smile on my face. Right, so let's just clip these out so we've got 4 of them. Because these are going to make the stilts and the supports. I was going to ask about the village facilities. Oh, you know, my warriors, my jungle people, best crappers into the jungle. It's a quirky thing, isn't it? But it really brings the terrain to life, if you know what I mean. See, I told you, every time I mention we got 100 people, everyone runs off. Every time. Now, one thing we need to do is make sure that these are actually all the right lengths. Yeah, they are. And then very quickly just give them a bit of a sand. Doesn't Colonel Bill sell minis sitting in an outhouse? Really? We'll have to check that out. One day I'll tell you the story about dropping a flashbang down the wooden long drop on Stenibrid training area. Oh mate, I was in Dusseldorf during the shitstorms. When 2 para decided to come off and what you call it. 2 para came off exercise and decided they were going to absolutely nuke the base by flushing, L1A1 training grenades down the toilets after they'd wrapped toilet paper around them. Soaked it. Right, okay. I'm going to have to explain this story. Just give me a second, because this is worthy of what you call it. Okay. You might not know this, okay? But anyone who's actually handled a grenade or anything like that knows that basically the grenade, there's like the handle, and then there's the pin. Yeah, and the idea is you take the pin off, holding the handle, and then when you let go of the handle, okay, the handle springs off and it starts the grenade off the counter, and it's set on whatever sort of time you need it set on, okay? So that's a grenade if you've not used one. Now, there are things in the British Army called an L1A1 training grenade, which are basically military grade bangers, yeah? They're not grenades, but you don't want to be anywhere near one when one goes off, if you know what I mean. Yeah? So anyway, yeah? 2 para had come off exercise, yeah, and they've got a load of these. And what they'd done is they'd got the grenades and they'd wrapped toilet paper around them, and then they'd soaked the toilet paper and pressed it in nice, so it was a nice big ball. And then they'd take them and put them in the drying rooms. And on barracks, yeah, you have what's called a drying room, which is often a room with big metal pipes with steam running through them. Oh, Gantibot, thank you, buddy. Let's get that studio stock. PS, if you have any of your books kicking about, I'd like a copy. Drop me a message. Email me, mate. But you can get them from Warlord Games or Ironheart Artisans if you're in the US. They'll sort you out on the book. But thank you, buddy. And we're on our way to getting the studio stock, guys. Keep it coming. I'll check PayPal in a minute. Right, let me get back in a minute after I've done my little story. So, you've got these drying rooms with metal pipes in, and it's really nice. And the idea is you get off exercise with all your wet kit and you hang it up there to dry. Okay, well anyway, they left them in the drying rooms and the toilet paper dried out and went really rock hard. And then what they did is they stood by a toilet and they pulled the pins, but the toilet paper kept the handle in. And then they flushed it. And then over a little bit of time, the toilet paper slowly sloped and broke off. And then the handle sprung. Thing is, yeah, that caused it to go poppy. Now, what happens if one of these things goes poppy in a very confined space, like a sewer pipe, is it forces a wave, yeah, a shock wave, which needs release through any way it can. Manhole, up through the shin. Story goes, one officer was actually sat on a toilet, yeah, when he was physically forced up into a ceiling tile. I don't know if it's true, but I really want it to be. But I've heard tales of manholes going off. God knows how many they put down there, but Dusseldorf became a shitstorm. Tell you about the time a porter crapper got blown over by a Chinook with our commander in it. that happened in Germany. That's quite a flash in the pan. It certainly was. Thank you, Shakos. Right, so check. Right, just do a quick one. Make sure I'm not missing anyone who's donated directly. Don't think I am, but I want to make sure everyone gets their shout outs. We're on the way to getting the resin and the MDF for these rice paddy fields. Who's that? I think Daniel, thank you, buddy. Adds another little chip towards it. Thank you, bud. Any message? Can't see one. No. I'm getting there. I need to tie that into this, so it just automatically happens. But thank you, buddy. It is appreciated. Right. I need to get back down to the desk after that little story. Oh, thank you, buddy. Right, we're getting there. Like I say, all my resin's gone off. It's a nightmare. So I need to get the resin for the... I've got a little bit left that I can just do a couple of test paddy fields with. Yeah, but if I want to do the terraced, and when I'm talking about this terrace hills, I'm talking about 3 hillsides that are like 18 inches long, 12 inches deep, that sit on the table edge. So I can really get that feeling of we're in a terraced area. Right, so I've got these done. I've got this. And we're going to be sliding these into this. Now what I want to do before that is make sure that my legs are all the same height. Yeah, and it could be a bit fiddly if you... Let me bring this around a little bit more there. Avoiding the crotch shot, you know what I mean? Yeah. Now, I could mark them up and that sort of stuff, but an easy way of doing them is I've got these. Yeah, now these are fascia covers for the dock side, but we can get a few of them and just glue them at the bottom. Yeah, and they're a little bit thinner, but they're going to be on the inside anyway. But by doing it like that, focus, yeah, I can make it into a step that the platform rests on. So, PVA time. Come on. Come on. Come on. Shut up, you lot. I know what's coming. Just a little blob. Jesus. Right. So, just get them basically stuck on and then I'll position them afterwards. Mel, you could roll out 1 or 2 bits of green stuff, paint up as snakes and hide them amongst the scatter. I've got a few things to hide in the scatter. I want to put a lion in there. Or a tiger. I think a tiger. Yeah. But on top of that, I like the idea of putting a predator in there. You know, deep in my jungle scatter. Stop, PVA time. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. Right. Now, everything isn't going to be the Burma build. Yeah. Once I've got into the flow of doing my Burma build and getting things sort of back on the channel and editing and that sort of stuff, I want to get back into doing the isolations, reach stuff, the 40k stuff. What just happened? Did something just happen? No. And so that's on the menu as well. Yeah, so all I'm going to do now is just basically just make sure they're nice and lined up. which is actually a lot more fiddlier than I thought it would be. That's that one done. That's that one done. I still haven't decided how I'm going to base and how I'm going to theme the isolation reach stuff. I don't know whether to do it as part of jungle and combine it into my big Burma build. I just think if I do that, then everything's jungle on the channel. And perhaps I should do it different. You know what I mean? No Halloween build this year? No, I need to get myself ahead for things like Halloween builds. And to be truthful, right now I'm just finding my mojo again. I mean, that's the important thing. Yeah, to get back on the channel, to get making terrain, get back in front of the camera. But next year, I plan to be well ahead of the curve for the Halloween stuff. I'm just useless at like holiday seasons and stuff like that, and I forget it's even Halloween until it's Halloween. I feel like converting up some WG British infantry into Chindits. Sounds good, James? Any generic historical fantasy for the future? Depends what you mean by generic. I mean, one of the things that, once I get back rolling into the Burma build, one of the things I want to do is we do need to go back to the Let's Make playlists, where I did a bit of everything. Yeah? And I think what we'll get back to is that situation where 1 week it was a Let's Make, and then 1 week it was like a feature build or Burma build or something like that, and it alternated. Yeah, so there's that definitely in the future. I think the kill team stuff, I don't know how I'm going to produce the content for that and get it onto the channel, in what sort of way. Whether it's going to be a project log, a long project log, or I use it as a series of videos to teach technical techniques. You know, it's been a while since I've put any videos in the buildings playlist, so buildings and ruins playlist. So, not sure right now, not sure. Right, so they're in. Next off, what do I need to do next? Really, next I need to sort of get a bit of a slope on it and check the height. Yeah. So if that's standing there, let's get I don't have. If we use this Imperial Guard model and just go off the base. We could do with cutting a bit of this down a bit. So I'm gonna just guesstimate it, because nothing bad ever happens when you do that, does it? No, Mal, nothing bad ever happens when you do something like guesstimating it. At least I'm drawing a line. I'm doing these at a slight angle. That's not drawing a line, that's colouring in, for God's sake. Get it straight. Alright, so. Click that one there. In for a penny, in for a pound. And I don't know if I broke that. Put that one there. Yeah, put them next to each other, make sure they're the right size. Yeah, they'll do. They'll do. Right, next job is to figure out the slope. So if they're there, and these back ones will need to be I'll just break this off so I've got a ruler. Oh. Come on. Fiddly Maximus is the term. Oh, you stay there. I just need to get one decent cut on it. Right, that should give me the slopes because I need my roof to slope. Really fiddly work. Doing it on YouTube. Yeah, that was smart, boss. I'll tell you what, while you're doing it, why don't you just guesstimate everything? Yeah. Make it on the scratch with no actual plans or anything like that, just a rough idea. Yeah. Sounds great. Right. Right, that looks quite low. But that's where we are. I suppose they're sitting, aren't they? Right, next job is we need to put these actually in and onto here. Start to let them dry. So I'll put glue there. So this is the back one which goes there. Put that in. Oh, that's tight. Oh, it popped. It's in. Or I've broken it. I have a feeling that when I push this one in, we could have it could split that. Because I'm not sure about how good that join is. So, let's just see. Yeah, it has. But we'll just have to use the technology to rebuild it, as they say. Yeah, this is clever, isn't it? I'm probably going to have the same problem with the next one as well. So let's just put that there, because we'll re-glue that onto the back of it. Unashamedly. So if we're going to have to do this one, let's see if we can cut. Will you add any toys or trash to the Kill Team terrain? Yeah, that is the plan. See, that one's already broke. So instead of that, let's just clear. Let's take these tabs off completely. That makes more sense. And that way I can't break it off. This one we can just drop in like that. Some of our best for kit bashing has been make it as you go as we're along. It's jamming for Terrainiacs. It is. It is. Right. Now this is getting too fiddly and I'm getting concerned about PVA, so I'm going to swap it up and I'm going to use hot glue. Yeah, because hot glue will give me a quicker fix. Sir? Use something like that to reinforce it. Thank you. I subbed because I found you today. Because of you, I've correctly started my dad's. Right, okay. Right, I don't know if I'm having it. There was a little bit of a glitch with the stream there. Stream health. Yeah, we just had a. No, did it? No, it says fine. Okay. Let me know in the comments if there's any issues or anything like that. Everything looks okay. Right. I had a BP. You don't like those? I don't like those BPs. Precise fiddly work is worth everything when it's finished, Matthew is saying. Yeah. Randy says it was buffering here. I think we just had a little bit of a glitch, but we're still rolling. Jez saying it dropped for half a second, but cool now. My internet. It's a nightmare. Right. Yeah, we're getting hot glue out of there. So, come along, put that to there. Hold it. Don't burn my fingers. Now, this is going to be underneath it anyway, so I feel it'll be all right. Right, and then just take that wisp off. And then while that's got it, let's just put a couple of blobs of PVA on. Because that'll help bond it. Well, this time I'll put a little bit of PVA first. Right, we're all good. We're all good. Right, guys. Over 100 likes. Thank you, people. You beautiful bunch. I'm going to sweat, get this on, get these legs all glued on and everything. And then we'll see where we are. I think, what have we done? I need 15 quick, since I know. Just trying to figure out resin. Oh no, what am I using that? I'm all over the place, can't. This is having me flapping. Absolutely flapping. I don't know why. Because it's a doddle. There we go. We have set of legs. Right, next job. We need to fix that set of legs onto the back of here. Yeah, because this is going to go without hiccup in it. Thank you, Matthew. Cursing this stream. Don't curse it, just enjoy it, bud. Right, let's just put a good blob all the way down there. And just reinforce those legs while we're here. And then to make sure it goes on level, I'm just going to put that underneath. And that should hold that in place with the other one. You idiot. I've smegking glued it upside down. I'm glad that bit's going to be under the crapper. Do you see? Oh, guys. What are you doing to me? Now I've broken the legs off this because I've got to take this glue off here. Alright, be at peace, Bosicle. Be at peace. Right, let's do this properly. Start again. First, I'm going to take my top off. I'm sweating out. It's kind of assuring when you balls it up, mind. Yeah. I'm sure it is. It's nice. What is it? It's nice to know that I go through exactly the same nightmare as you guys go through. Right, let's do this again. So we know that needs to go onto there. These need to go into there. So needs to go onto there. Not fiddly at all, you know. Not fiddly at all. I'm not going to burn my fingers either. No, this will be perfectly fine. Trust me. Right. Put that underneath like before. I've just got to hold that straight. We're all the same, Mel. Half of my half-assembled models are broken. They become wrecks on my tabletop. Mel, Wusa pull on YouTube earlobes. Oh, it's in the wrong bloody place. Okay. This isn't amusing. Right. See if we can glue the other leg. Do you know what? I'm sure there's probably a nice little outhouse model out there somewhere that I could just do on. Job done. Right, I need to do this other side next. Well, I mean, I might as well reinforce those. Part of me says, don't fiddle with it, Bose. There we go. Well, outhouses weren't always the sturdiest of locations. That's actually quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. Let's let that cool for a second. The outhouse that's normally on my craft table is made out of craft sticks. Yeah, but where would the challenge be? I know. Hey up, Vorpal. Right, quick check, make sure I'm not missing anyone. Remember, if you're liking the show, links down below, folks. If I'm putting a smile on your face, you can put a smile on mine, and it helps me get me resin. Oh, we could. Right, next job is I actually want to put the roof on this next. Oh, Vines, thank you, buddy. Getting there? I think we're about 12 quid off me getting the resin. Paddy Fields incoming. Right, now we've got these platforms. Yeah, so I figure these will make a perfect roof. We could probably strip it down one piece. So take that one off. Almost right. So next job is we need to glue the roof on. Then as the roof is drying, we'll do the toilet. Now that does need sanding a little. That slope changing the angle a little. There we go. Now I don't want to use hot glue on this because in the case of this one, at the top it'll be a little bit more obvious. Underneath I don't mind where people can't see it. You might consider using high gloss polyurethane for the paddy fields rather than resin. I've had a lot of good experience with using it for still water. Your accent is very helpful for me concentrating, similar to the Art Attack presenter. Ah, Banksy. Neil Buchanan, also known as Banksy. I know it's Banksy. Right, so we're going to drop that onto there. Yeah, let's try that angle. Yeah, that's a bit better. Move it in a little bit. Trying to get a best angle for you guys and figure out where. That's a little bit better. Right, so. Put those on there. Yeah, and then what we're going to do is place that there, drop it on, and that's our roof in situ. It's a bit low. Oh, well, you've built it now. It's fine. Stop putting yourself down, Bose. That needs tilting that way, though. Yeah. There we go. Right. Hey, it's got a roof. Actually, that's okay for that scale. It's a little low, but you'd be sitting down on it. So I ain't going to complain. Right, next job. Yeah. It glitched again, didn't it? Definitely heard a beep and a glitch. Right, I'm just using a little bit of hot glue here. Yeah. And my idea is that the hot glue is purely a temporary tack. Yeah, i.e. I'm going to peel it off after everything. Ah, don't break there, you git. Great. Burns, thank you, buddy. It's broken the schmeggy middle. We have the technology to refix it. Yeah, on that. He says, tell you what we're going to do, we're just going to hammer it with hot glue. It'll just be one big blob of hot glue and then it won't break, that's for sure. Right. Let's leave that for a second. Craig's saying, yeah, a little glitchy. Right, let's keep an eye on it, but it's still going. Wisps. Right, so what I'll do while I'm here is, just to make sure that does bond, I'll throw a little bit of PVA and rub it into the crack. And then, as long as it holds, in fact, I'll tell you what I'll do even better. Since no one's going to see it, I'll just put that on there to reinforce it, because someone's bound to put their finger on it or something at some point. So let's just slide that in and out a bit. Spread that PVA around on it. And then that's going to hold that nice and tight. And you can't see it. Perfect. And I can see the PVA sunk through a gap there, just there. So I know the PVA is in the middle as well. So, right. What a bizarre construction. What are you doing, Bosicle? Yeah, that'll work. So... yeah, I like that. That'll work nicely. So I'm just grabbing these and I'm seeing if I can make panels from them. For the inside, for the walls. Just paint any visible hot glue brownish and someone had a not so happy accident. Yeah. What foreground buildings do you recommend for a French village for bolt action? Go check out their Normandy stuff. I think they've got a farmhouse set. Just go through the catalogue on the website. There we go. We're well on the way to resin. Resin unlocked. Right, so I'll just drop that one in there. If I push it right to the back, it'll be nice and flush. Yeah, next job is we're going to do the same on this side. Yeah. Calm down, Tom. It's not that sort of show. So, slide that in there. Here we go, here we go, here we go. There we are. Yeah. Right, I need to clean up the excess. Just take the excess PVA off there. So, silly Billy. Scrape it off anyway. Draw that on. Come on, there you go. There we are. There we are. It's coming together. Everyone's like, hey, it's starting to look all right, that. I know. Who'd have thought? Right. We need to do the seat. Now I've got to make sure the seat actually fits in there. Oh, that's so tight. I have to just trim the edge off. How about the back? Does it fit? No, I'm going to have to take about 1 mil off there. Just 1 mil. Hey, Tom. Catch you later, James. So this is what we're going to make our seat out of. Right now I'm just basically testing the width and that sort of stuff. Make sure it's going to fit in. I'll build the toilet seat outside the hut. Yeah, which is going to be dead easy. He says that. See, it's already falling apart. Right, will that fit yet? No, it needs cutting, properly cutting. In which case, let's start afresh. And let's grab a few more of these panels. I mean, these are actually legs. They're not actually, what you call it? They're not actually planks. They're the legs for the dock side. So let's cut a couple of mil off it. Yeah, just like that, they keep popping. Right, I can trim those, clean those up. War bases do some nice animals. I'll have to check them out. Why not set up things I need on an so subs can buy the things and ship next day? Just thought. It's something I really need to do. It's something I've had an Amazon account for a while. Yeah, I've just not got round to actually setting it up and doing it like that. But yeah, that's a damn good idea. Right. They're all falling apart. I know. So, they are all falling apart. So how are we going to fix this? Flip that over. Take out 3 of them. Right, there's no point taking those 3 just yet because they're too long. Take out 3 of these. I think we're going to have to paint the hole on them. Oh, some poor soldier's going to run in there and find out the toilet's painted on. You have a toilet on a raised platform or on stilts? Yeah, that's the idea. Do you have a P.O. box to send stuff? I don't have a P.O. box. I just use the studio address. Right, so let's see if we can just basically bring these bits together with a bit of hot glue. But we would just end up buying Mel loads of palm trees. That's what happened last time I had Amazon links. Right, so just enough. Hold it together. And then we want 2. They need clipping down as well. I'm going to put more hot glue in here. Just position that. Why's that got a wobble on it? Because it's standing on hot glue. This is fiddly, it's wiggling, I hear things cracking. Not in a good way. Right, next job. Let's grab these 2. Cut them down. Put them at the back. Same again, hot glue. This time, loads of the damn stuff. Without burning your fingers, both. Ow! Git. This is like playing with lava. I've got to handle it, but it's going to burn me. Don't you be a git. Ow, 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 you rotter. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Ow? Oh, the whole thing's rocking now. That's it. That's enough wiggling on that. We'll slide that aside and just let it fix. No, don't even pull on it. Just let the glue cool. Because it's roughly a semblance of what it needs to be. So it's good. Don't rock the boat, Bose. Right. We do the back panel. We do need to trim that down a bit. Which means it'll all fall apart, of course. Because, you know, it always does when we trim it. Just like that. What a surprise. Right. So we just need to sand those flat a little. We've got the overhang there. Touch that with a little bit of brown, but first let's put some PVA on here. I hear he's Banksy now. He was greatly underrated as an artist though. Those road tunnels he painted on mountainsides were just so realistic. Yeah, he's Banksy. I know. Right, PVA on here. And stick on these. Evening night, Ian. That's the back walls done. Okay, slowly but surely. I'm starting to fall in love with this in a little way. Before I start cursing it again. Right. Next up, I'm going to need a bar on there that runs across it because I want to put, when I get to the studio, I want to get some putty and make like a cloth for draping over the front of it. So as you can see, yeah, a little bit of touching up to do. Come on, focus. You're going to focus at all? There you are. So let me bring it back to there. So a little bit of touching up to do. When the glue dries, we'll have a go at see if we can peel off some of this hot glue. Don't know if I want to. Could cut it off and just touch it up. Messing with it now is not the right idea, Bose. Yeah, but you've got to. There you are, that's a bit better. It's not as noticeable now. Oh, why did you do that? Idiot. Every time. Now it needs gluing at the back as well. Genius. Tell you what, let's just leave the hot glue in place and paint it brown like someone suggested. Eh? How about that, Bose? Oh. Right. Come on, into that gap. There was me thinking, you know what? I'm just going to make a little outhouse out of these sprues. It'll be a doddle build. I could have got some just plastic kits and just be putting those together. And then I'm going to use They're not even going to be like proper, proper panels I'm using. No, what I'm going to use is, I'm going to use planks, laser cut planks, which are held together, each individual plank, with just 2 tiny tags. Yeah, that's a clever idea, Bose. I know. But we've done it. And now I'm going to stop fiddling with it. This toilet is a pain in the bottom. And the roof's fell in. No PVA on that bit, that's why. Right, let's fix this properly then. If we're going to fix it down properly. I'm sure you lot just tune in to watch me suffer. Sunroof. It's a deluxe shitter. Yes, as you can see, unique ensuite with maximum ventilation and sunroof, so you can lounge all day in there. The outhouse is looking more and more like the long drop after the flashbang was dropped in. Misery loves company. Cheers, dude. Right. As I said, this is just going to end up as one single solid piece. Of MDF. Hot glue. Right. So that bit's done. Next we need to check the seat. Well, at least the seat's okay. Right. Don't know if this is going to work. Might have to paint it on. I'm going to have to paint it on. You git. Right, let's find some black. I have a miniature kit of an army latrine. I don't have the skills to build it or paint it. You could add a tarp over the roof to give it some strength. Yeah, definitely could. Or some tin. But I think once that's dried, it'll actually be fine. Why are you picking at it, Bose? Oh, well, because that's what you do. Right, I'm going to stop picking at it. I needed to put a bar across there for the hanging, what do you call it? For the tarp, for the cloth for the entrance. So, little bar. Put an artillery crater in, say, near miss. You certainly could do that. I need to trim that down by about another mil. Oh, Brandon, thank you, buddy. Another silent one. You sneak up on you lot, do. Cheers, buddy. It is appreciated. We're almost at the resin, which is good. Right, so will that fit in there? You've just made it too thin. Right, and again. At least you've got a guide now. 50 yards to the outhouse. Will Willie make it? Let me remind you of General Rajma. Be happy in your work. Was he a dictator or something like that? Be happy in your work. I'll suffer the consequences. Have I just made one exactly the same length? I have again. Right, and again. that fit? I've made another one the same length as it was. What's going on here? Checking this for the first time. Great to see your model. Thanks, Colroy. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Click that one. Move that up by about a mil. Should be a bit longer. It's like one of those science lessons where you have to build the strongest bridge out of paper straws. We did that at school for the kids, and one of those parent morning things where you go in and help your kids craft. My team of mothers was absolutely useless on our table with the 4 kids we'd got between us. So guess who built the bridge? Right, let's drop a bit of PVA in. Work with this without it breaking. Yeah, there we go, and there we are. Put that bar in across the top so I can hang my top sort of off the side there, which means all that's remaining on it. I shouldn't fiddle, I shouldn't fiddle, I shouldn't fiddle. He fiddled. All that's remaining on it is the actual toilet seat itself. Now, the hot glue has dried. That's a bit ramshackled, that side, but it's the back. The front's okay. I reckon we'll be able to slide that right into the back there. Why doesn't that sit down straight? It's because that's not level. Right. Would you build desert dunes the same as hills? Similar principle, you just slope them more and blend them in more. Confucius say, man who stand on toilet is high on pot. Gotta go a bit early. Need to save the bandwidth for my lady. No worries, mate. Have a good one, Jace. Right. There we are, that's sitting better. It's a bit ramshackled, but it is a toilet after all. Right, come on, let's get this in. Thank you, Graham. It's good to be back, mate. Right, I need to... Let's find some black for the top of there. There must be black in here somewhere. Dark stone, we could possibly use that if needs be. What's that one? Matte black. Use a bit of the sprue to put this paint on. Is hot glue paintable? It is, mate. Thought it would be like silicone. No, it's completely paintable. It's a low temperature plastic. It's a bit fine as a brush. Let's get something a little bit thicker. That'll do. Now let's paint a toilet seat on here. bit more paint. That'll do. That will do. Right, next job. I need to put some PVA right at the bottom there. I'll do. Oh, big blob. And then slowly push this back without it flipping over. Don't flip over. And there we have the toilet seat at the back. Can you see it? Just about in the shade. So we've got the top bar there. That's in. Roof's good. Next we just need some steps at the front. That'll do. So, just need to put some glue on there. Top quality blog. Question mark glue guns. Is cheap one better than an expensive one? To be truthful, with glue guns, there's not much difference between them. You know, I mean, the one I'm using here, I think it was a £5. You know, you can get variable temperature ones. They're good. Yeah. Precision ones, they're good. To be often, it's more about the glue you put through them, and whether you're using cheap glue or whether you're using a decent glue. And that can make the more difference. Right, so glue these steps in. Looks exactly like the kind of place where an orc would want to take a dump. You mean they pick specifically? Right, let's clean off that excess. And it's done. Now I've got to mount it on a base, obviously, but for the time being, we'll just put it on there. Yeah, because I've got to take it in and put it on some 3mm, not some 5mm. Yeah, so a little bit of touching up to do on the woodcuts and stuff like that. But there we are. Yeah. So what I'll do tomorrow is, obviously I'm back in the studio tomorrow. I've got to finish off my little scatter, the pens and stuff like that. Thank you, buddy. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's happening. You do know how to put a smile on my face, you beautiful people. So, yeah, that's my little... If I was to give it any criticism, maybe it's a little bit long. Too long. Perhaps it could have been shorter. I went by those little insets, if you remember. But even so, I still think it's perfect for what it is. So tomorrow I will base it. Tomorrow I'll also put some MDF on there. I might get a little bit of like wire, put a bit of green stuff on the end of it, make like a sponge on a stick. Put 3 seashells in there. What do you think? But there we are. So I've got a little shitter. Right, let me just take that off before my hot glue drips all over everywhere. And there we are. I'm quite pleased with that. Epic build of a throne. Extra long leg room. Well, you know, you never know when you might need it. Right. Face. Click. Thanks for a great time. Good night. Huh? It's asking me for a verification code. There we are, logged in. Right, so this is our little, just make sure I'm not missing anyone. Don't think so. I think we've shouted everyone. Gregory, yeah, we've done, yeah, we're all good. Right, guys, I haven't missed anyone, that's the main thing. There is our little hut. It's amazing what you can do with a little, ooh. Perhaps that should be a little further up. In hindsight. So what we'll do is, see, you never finished, are you? Go on Malazan and search purchase from a list. Okay, I need to go check that out. I know I need to go check that out. In the meantime, guys, if you've enjoyed the stream and me making this little one, yeah, there are links down below. Above all, it's been a cracking stream. They're growing week on week. More watchers this week than last week, which is absolutely amazing. 142 likes. Right, I've raised that up a little. But really, I just need this to... I need to stop fiddling with it, don't I? That's what I really need to do. So, let's push that there. And let's call it. Right, guys. You have been an absolutely brilliant crowd tonight. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video at the start of the week. Yeah, another Burma build video coming for you on Tuesday. Small scale scatter. And with your help, we're certainly getting there. Yeah, we might even do it before the end of the show. If not, by Sunday, I'll be ordering resin for the paddy fields. Then after that, it's the terrace paddy fields, and they're going to look nice. In the meantime, I've got a little shitter. I've had a great night. If you've had a great night, yeah, there are links down below to support the show. But quick way of letting me know you've had a great night is 10 taps. 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah. 1 to put a smile on my face, guys. And until the Sunday nighter, all the best, yeah? Ta. Wrong one.